Hello there, world of tankers. Welcome to the channel. Hopefully all of you are doing well out there. I'm, of course, your host, Tortoise Blitz, and in today's video, we're going to be comparing two very deadly tanks. I won't say fast, because the top speed of the Tortoise goes 20, and the top speed of the T95 goes a whopping 16 kilometers per hour. Yeah, not very fast. Even with the speed boost on, you're still only going 24 kilometers per hour on the T95. Definitely a little bit of an issue on the mobility. However, this tank actually has spectacular armor going for it, and while the Tortoise doesn't necessarily have that armor, it has one of the best guns at tier 9. So of course, if you enjoyed today's video, this is actually a poll done, so if you want to see what videos come out on the channel next, or you want to vote on possibly a tank that you're struggling in, and you want to have a little mini review on it, please make sure to smash that subscribe button down below, and as well hit that bell notification icon so that way you're notified when I do post polls. But talking about the T95, first of all, this tank is the slow one. This thing goes absolutely abysmal on top speed, only going 16 kilometers per hour, and that is the top speed. That means when you're climbing up hills, yeah, you're going to be going around 10 kilometers per hour. Yeah, for some reason Americans, even though while they are big and robust in the nature, they put the worst engine possible in the T95. Kind of ironic for America here. But there is one thing the T95 does have a very good amount of, and that is actually damage per minute. If you didn't know this, this is a little fun fact, but the T95 actually has more damage per minute than the tier 10 predecessor, should I say, the T110E5. Quite impressive. But yeah, that's the only thing that it's going for, because while this tank does have a good damage per minute, its mobility is trash. It actually does have good... Actually, I'll take that back. The mobility is good. The tank actually turns very quick for how slow it is, but the engine power gives it a awful top speed, as you can see here. This is it. This is my top speed. So, yeah, it's just going to be all commentary for today's video. So let's see what is on the lineup. So let's take a look here. We have the M48 Patton, the Sheridan. Oh boy, already a bunch of mobile tanks. In fact, their whole lineup is not a very fun one at that. But again, just trying to get my way into this bush over here. At least this bush, as you can see, is going to give me a lot of nice shots. Not sure where my Sheridan was shooting, as you can see. Flying Tuna with the wonderful shot there. But here we go. Finally getting into position after 12 long years. Here we go. Aiming at that T57 Heavy's turret and fire. Oh yeah, what a fantastic shell coming out of the T95. Well, this tank does have a decent damage per minute, and the gun is fairly accurate. You'll notice that it's not the best on dispersion. One thing that, yeah, it definitely struggles a little bit with. Now, again, I'm just going to kind of sit here because there's not much else I can do. You know what, I might be able to push up just a little bit more to see if we can get shots in, like, maybe the side of that WZ-121. But, yeah, I'm really not going to be getting out that many shells. We do have that Sheridan there, and you know what? I'll take it. That was a beefy shell into the side of that Sheridan, and I was detected, of course, because, you know, I'm in a T95, probably would expect to be detected in a moving wall. But, you know what? I'll take the damage. Never going to complain. We've got the WZ-121 all the way on the side, and if that guy backs up, well, we're going to dunk the shell right into the bridge, it would seem. But, yeah, we're just going to back up here a little, see if we can sneak a little sneaky-deaky shell right into the side of that WZ-121. Not sure if we're going to be able to, but here we go. Aiming in on the side of him. Come on, 121, pull back up. I believe in you. Do it. Come on, do it. Oh no, this gun. You can again see that accuracy just, yeah, really letting me down there. And the only moments I wanted it to actually be quite accurate. So again, we're going to aim in on that WZ-121. That's the only target I can really hit right now. Aim, 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 fire. There we go. Actually hitting him for, again, 500 damage. A pretty beefy amount when you do think about it. And that's actually a low roll for this gun. So the nice thing about this tank is that it does have a very large amount of alpha damage going for it. Like that WZ-121 is practically a one-shot for us. We got a nice little shot into the side of that T95, pretty much finishing off that guy. So we've also got that 121 again off across the side of the map. We've got the, it would seem, the M48 Patton coming up to my rear. So this is where we put on that speed boost and we try and get to the side of him. Now, again, I do have issues like that T30 on my side, but I do have a bunch of repair kits going for me. We got an HE hitting the butt of us, but here we go. Now we've got the M46 not able to shoot us, which is fantastic for me. Gonna try and put on that mobility. Turn like your life depends on it. Again, you can see that mobility really letting me down there when I really needed it. But you know what? Not the end of the world. We're just gonna keep on driving. We'll see if we can maybe get a shot into like the side of the T30, or you know what, even better, the Sheridan. That is a tank I do not want to deal with, as of course we know. But there you go, nice little tap right in the side of the Sheridan there. We've got the T95 off to the side, as well as the Sheridan there. And again, I can't really do much, sadly, to that guy over there, but we do have the butt of the E5 right there, and a massive 1200 damage shot, max rolling in the rear of that E5. That is what I'm talking about, and that is over 3000 damage now for that battle. So Ooh, mama, that is a big roll going for me there. We got the T30 right off to the side. We got that T125 there as well. That T30 actually getting a very beefy shell into the side of my tank. And not sure where that pattern went. Actually, the pattern's right there. But yeah, let's see if we can get a nice little overmatch in the side of that pattern, which we did right there. Now, I'm probably going to end up dying from that T30. We did get hit in the cupula actually there from the first shell. But you know what? I'm just going to back up here. I doubt that that T30 can hit my cupola if he can't see it, of course, which makes sense. So we're just going to back up here to the best of my abilities. There we go. Keep backing up that Sheridan. And yes, we actually managed to survive this game. Showed you a good example of how the T95 can actually be a good tank. That T30 really wanted to kill me, it looks like there. But there we go. 30. Yes, I was going to say 3,800, which is what would be correct English. But for some reason, I was trying to say 30,000. Yeah, imagine doing 30,000 damage in a T95. But there you go. 3,800 damage in the T95. And that massive max roll there. 1,200 damage into the butt of that poor E5. You saw there that we actually hit quite a bit of the shells we fired, and while the DPM is good on this tank, there is one issue again, and that is the accuracy. You'll notice that dispersion isn't bad. It's 0.310, and as well, aiming time's good, so you'd expect it to be quite accurate. I am actually running the refined gun, of course, because I don't really need the aiming time on such a slow target, but yeah, for some reason, I don't know why it is, but American tanks just seem they love to hit their shells right into the dirt. Doesn't matter if they're fully aimed in or they're not aimed in at all. Doesn't have that Russian accuracy where it's like, oh, whoops, I didn't aim in, still hit the enemy. The American tanks, yeah, even if you fully aim in, it doesn't matter what you do, just half the shells for some reason dunk into the dirt. But now we're moving on to the Tortoise. Now, I personally love the 95. I think it's really unique for the tier it's in. It's got a lot of things going for it. Well, the Tortoise is a decent tank if you get that gun working and you're actually sitting at the back of the map. The issue, as I did a couple days ago, a video on the Tortoise saying that it needs a buff, the issue with this tank is the T95 has fantastic armor. Even after the armor was buffed, it's still good enough to bounce a lot of shells from the front. Not only that, but it has a lot of alpha. It's sitting at 640 damage a shot, which means that, yeah, you don't want to really trade with a tank like the T95. The Tortoise does 400 damage a shot, which isn't a lot. Not only that, but it has absolutely no armor. So, yeah, while you do go 4 kilometers per hour faster, which in the T95 terms is a crazy amount, the issue is just that the Tortoise doesn't have armor, and not only does it have no armor, but it also has really no damage per shot, where the 95 just whips the enemies to pieces. So, we're going to see how it does work, of course, here. We've got a tier 10 match, not a terrible one at that, but the issue is, again, the enemy team has a bunch of vehicles that will easily cut right through the armor. That T90, well, not the T95, I don't know why that came into my mind, but pretty much any vehicle on the enemy team is going to easily rip my armor profile apart. Now, that IS-4 was spotted, and he was not spotted by me, which is fantastic, because that means that I am not detected right now. But of course, there's also a bit of an issue, because now that IS-4 is backing up, but I want to get a shot into the side of this IS-4 if we can. So, here we go, aim in, and bounces a shell on the side of the IS-4. Gotta love that. Apparently British tanks have American accuracy as well. But, yeah, we're just going to drive our way into position here, at least as quickly as we can. The nice thing about the Tortoise, the only nice thing over the 95, is the crazy damage per minute this tank has. It's sitting at 3,700. Now, that is a massive jump over the 3,000 that the T95 has. It's really going to change the course of some games for you. So that is one very nice thing about this tank, is that damage per minute. So we got a vehicle like this E75 here, and while he's probably going to pen me, actually he didn't, which is even better for me, you can start to see where that DPM is truly just crazy on how it gets out those shots. Like, that's already 3 shells into that poor E75. Even got a bounce from that WT. We're going to get another shell into the C75. There you go. Nice max roll for 500. Again, I'm just going to pull back out. We'll even trade him once again here. And if we can... Oh, he tracked us there, but that's not the end, because there you go. Another nice shot into the 95. And while this grill did get a nice tap into us, you know what the sad part is? This grill's about to get not killed, I guess, by the Tortoise here, but that is not the end, because now we're going to pull out here. We've got the, of course, damage per minute here, and I'm just going to try and HE the grill if we can. 1 HE right on the track will finish off that grill, so that's exactly what I'm going to try and do here, at least to the best of my abilities. So we've got the E75 as well showing his side, so... Ooh, come on, grill. Oh, you know, I'm just going to take it. Why not? Finish him off either way. It's not the end for me. Now we've got the IS-4 all the way off to the side, who I'm not able to shoot currently. And of course, that girl had to damage my engine. I was fine with taking the shell. I didn't want to lose my engine, but now that we've lost our engine, this is a bit of an issue, because this E100 is getting wrecked by that guy. But you know what? We're driving at our top speed as it is anyways. It just seems like we're going so slow, but we're literally going at the same speed we normally would as it is. So, honestly, it's not the worst. Now, E100, you've one job, and you failed your one singular job I gave you, which was penetrate that IS-4. So now I've got a bit of an issue, because that IS-4 is probably just going to pull out here, and he's going to start tapping me. And while we are going to try and back up as quickly as we can, there is the issue with the Tortoise, which again is that armor. Just the IS-4 able to penetrate pretty much every shot on me. So I think the best chance I actually have of beating this guy is actually face-hugging him because, well, you know what, maybe not. We did the best we could. We did 3,500. Again, it doesn't look like we're going to win this battle, but that's the issue with the Tortoise, is that the armor doesn't work. If I was running the 95 in that situation, honestly, I would have had a solid chance of coming out alive there. While I'm not as fast, I do have that speed boost, which gives me the advantage to get in the position. Not only do I have that speed boost, but I actually have armor. I have damage per shot. So a vehicle like the E75 we shot at, yeah, we did rip apart that E75, but honestly, in the T95, we wouldn't have even had to worry about shots penetrating us from the E75, or that the Grill 15 wouldn't have penned me either, honestly, unless he really aimed it in, but I could have easily just shown my track, probably baited the shell out. So you can see here that the Tortoise is a good vehicle. The gun is great. Like, if you get that gun in a good shot, you know, a good position, it's really going to work well. But the issue for me is the Tortoise just doesn't have enough going for it. I do feel that the 95 should have a better lower plate. Wargaming nerfed it for some reason, and they never really touched it again. I think the lower plate should be a little bit better on the 95, but overall, I do fantastic in this tank, like 3,000 average damage. And while I do occasionally well in the Tortoise, I could average 3,000 to 4,000 on a great day. The issue is just when you get in a battle where you really can't do anything against the tier 10s, it falls apart very quickly, where the T95 does well against tier 10s and as well tier 8s. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Of course, if you enjoyed today's video and you want to see more like it, please make sure to smash that subscribe button down below. But other than that, hope you're all doing well out there. Stay happy, stay healthy, and I'll see you in the next one.